The Japan Sumo Association has demoted former Yokozuna Grand Champion Hakuho, who's now a stable master, over repeated acts of violence committed by a wrestler in his stable.
Few scandals in sumo receive international attention. But the Miyagino stable Hokuseiho bullying scandal has changed that. As sumo becomes more popular in countries outside of Japan, it does get more reporting. It has given sumo a black eye, and one that keeps returning. The machinations of the Japan Sumo Association and the treatment of Miyagino stable master, former Yokozuna Hakuho, continue to play out publicly. But little has been said of Hokuseiho, the wrestler himself, since his dramatic retirement at the young age of 22, only a few years into his professional career. How does a young man suffer such a fall from grace as to be forced into retirement at such a young age? Was he truly ready for the top division of the Grand Sumo tournament? This is his story. Mongolia, landlocked country with wide open plains, strong, resilient people. Their horses, leading nomadic lifestyles, the land of Genghis Khan, Mongolian throat singing, and of course, wrestling. While horse riding is central to Mongolia, wrestling is the most popular of sports, with history stretching back thousands of years. And as a country, they've been dominating sumo wrestling in Japan for many years. The senior sumo ranks are littered with Mongolian success. Ichinojo, Kirishima, Hoshoryu, and famed Yokozuna Hakuho. Whilst he's listed as being born in Hokkaido, Japan, recently retired sumo wrestler Hokuseiho was actually born in the capital of Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar. Aryuna Davaninj was born in Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia in 2001. His family moved to northern Japan when he was 5, and a chance meeting with famed Yokozuna and fellow Mongolian Hakuho led him on a path to the highest levels of professional sumo wrestling. As a young boy in elementary school, he joined sumo and found success. But sumo beckoned further in junior high school, and he briefly quit when he found the training too intense. Only persuasion from Hakuho convinced him to rejoin and continue on his path to success in Japan's national sport. Tottori Johoko Junior High School saw Aryuna enrolled in a special sumo program at the school. Following in the pathway of such success as current Yokozuna Terunofuji and former Ozeki Ichinojo. The training was intense to prepare these young wrestlers for a life of pain and endurance in the dohyo. High school competition success kept him in the sport, and on graduation and gaining Japanese citizenship, Aryuna joined Miyagino stable in 2020. Run by former Maegashira 13, the 12th Miyagino, Chiku Bayama, the recruitment of Hakuho would see instant success on the Banzuke. Once listed on the list of professional sumo wrestlers, Aryuna was given the sumo name or shikona of Hokuseiho, harking back to his Hokkaido roots. His entry into the professional ranks of sumo in 2020 saw stunning success with a record-equalling 21 straight wins, winning all the Yusho trophies from Jonakuchi up to Makushita. His early fights showed a younger, thinner wrestler who had potential of a range of techniques, but he knew he was taller and he could gain weight. A double grip right inside, left outside, or deep rear grip over the back if he was against a shorter wrestler. His plan was simple: get a grip, use his bulk, and hold the opponent stable, lean on him, and wear him down or use his height and bulk to simply force them out. As he developed, by 2022 in Juryo 2nd Division, Hokuseiho was mixing it with the likes of current Makuchi wrestlers Gonayama, Atamifuji, Ryuden, Roga, and Hiradoumi, and he was using his more famous style where bulk and patience wore down his opponents. The majority of his wins came by Yorakiri frontal force out. He was using his bulk and wearing them down until he could force them out with minimal energy used. It was successful, so he persisted. Some opponents tried Sapari thrusting and throws, and on a few occasions it worked, but mostly it didn't, and he progressed to Makuchi, debuting at Megashira 15 in March 2023. Fame and money awaited him. Ambition as well, as he was quoted as wanting to be promoted to Grand Champion Yokozuna before he was 20, like his mentor Hakuho. He had made the big time. In March 2023, he met former Ozeki and fellow Totori Johoku High School alumni Ichinojo, who bested him in a bulk-leaning battle. In the same tournament, he met Ura, known for his low approach and super active fighting style. Ura tried it all to keep Hokuseiho moving, belt throw attempts, lateral movement, but all to no avail as Hokuseiho got him under control and leaned him into submission before a Yorakiri frontal crush out to win. His technique was paying dividends in the top division. The next tournament in May 2023, his style was tested by the senior Senyaku wrestlers, where he couldn't win a single bout against the ranked top division. He got into a long grip battle against Sekiwake Wakamoto Haru, only to be felled by experience and a classic Uchari twisting throw at the bales by the senior Rikishi. Another 2 losses to Sekiwake Hoshoryu and Ozeki Kirishima left his confidence dented. A Kachikoshi of 8 and 7, though, was still on the good side of the ledger. But July saw a different story where Hokuseiho was tested and found wanting, leaving his first Makekoshi losing record of 5 and 10 and a demotion from Megashira 6. Perhaps his most damaging loss came from diminutive wrestler Midori Fuji, who weighs nearly 60 kilograms less than Hokuseiho and stands almost 35 centimeters shorter. Midori Fuji got inside the big wrestler, got a good grip, and promptly hip threw Hokuseiho over for a Shitatanage belt throw.
Well, the tall and the small. 171 centimeters, one man, the other 204. A slow touchy eye, a pushing attack in slow motion. Big, deep right hand grip. Oh, magnificent. Shitatanage by the lightest and smallest man in the top division, Midori Fuji. And unfortunately, Hokuseiho forgot he has to stay for the bow.
It was a big throw and a hard landing for the wrestler, who had tasted mostly success so far. Demoted to Megashira 11 for September, he faced the lower ranks to post a good double-digit score of 10 and 5, including another bout against Midori Fuji, who was turning into his nemesis. Again, Hokuseiho tried to grip and hold and wear the small wrestler out by leaning and towering over him. But again, Midori Fuji had the technique to break his balance and took him for a Yorakiri force-out loss. Another loss to now Ozeki Hoshoryu was but a minor bump in the road at the end of an otherwise successful tournament. But noise was increasing in fandom about his style of sumo. Boring, predictable, not true sumo. November was the crescendo of this style. He again faced Midori Fuji and was the winner of a bout lasting 6 minutes and 40 seconds, with a rare Mizuiri water break at the 4-minute mark. Hokuseiho got a grip, leaned and leaned while his opponent tried everything. Leg trips, attempted belt throws were all to no avail. Hokuseiho wouldn't be moved.
Standing there, Hokuseiho not really attacking Midori Fuji at all. Midori Fuji wants to make a quick work of Hokuseiho. Hokuseiho trying to wear out Midori Fuji with his stamina. Hokuseiho has the left hand wate, the overarm grip, but he's not doing anything. So apparently the Mizu-iri, or the water break, has been called.
Finally, after the water break and another 2.5 minutes, Hokuseiho moved and got a belt throw or watanage on the worn-out smaller wrestler.
Again, Hokuseiho just standing there. It goes for Uchigage, goes for the underarm throw, but Hokuseiho upends Midori Fuji, out of gas.
But it didn't help him get a winning record or win fans, as the calls became louder about his style. Even his Oyakata was critical of how long it took him to win, urging him to win sooner so as not to wear himself out for the rest of the tournament. As well, there were whispers about Hokuseiho not improving his style despite urging by his stable master. Trouble was brewing for the young wrestler. The January tournament started as usual, however on day 5 Hokuseiho was announced as Kyujo, or injured, and pulled out of the tournament. The official reason was an injury to his knee meniscus, requiring surgery and some time out. But whispers immediately commenced around the absence being more than just an injury. Rumours of a disciplinary absence started almost immediately on social media. Shortly after the tournament finished, the JSA announced an investigation of bullying behaviour was underway at Miyagino stable, with a number of unknown allegations against Hokuseiho. It was a disciplinary issue. The January tournament finished and the investigation kicked into high gear. The Japan Sumo Association Compliance Committee had moved against Miyagino, Oyakata, Hakuho and Hokuseiho, scheduling a meeting for late February. There were rumours of various punishments and even a forced retirement, which surfaced publicly for the first time. Then, the day before the JSA Compliance Committee final decision meeting was to occur, some of the allegations against Hokuseiho came to light. He had been accused of using violence against junior stablemates for over a year, smacking them in the face, using a club wrapped in mawashi belt to beat them repeatedly. Also using a pesticide spray with a burner towards them. He was accused of damaging property, supergluing things together, and even stealing money from their wallets while they trained. Allegations against the Oyakata included failing to supervise his stable, not intervening when told about the bullying behaviour, and even interfering in the JSA investigation. The allegations proved too much. The pressure to resign had reached its peak. He was being asked to retire.
The Japan Sumo Association has demoted former Yokozuna Grand Champion Hakuho, who's now a stable master, over repeated acts of violence committed by a wrestler in his stable. The decision came after a probe by the association's compliance committee found Hokuseiho had abused 2 junior wrestlers from August 2022. He repeatedly slapped their faces and struck them with a broom handle 2 or 3 times a week.
And Hokuseiho sadly announced his retirement before the compliance committee met on the Friday to mete out further punishment. A short, humiliating press conference was held in front of the Bayer after the compliance committee had met. There, Hokuseiho announced his retirement and apologised for his actions.
I feel responsible for what I've done. I'm really sorry.
I have to take responsibility for not being able to protect my junior wrestlers.
Hokuseiho retired with a professional record of 134 wins, 72 losses and 44 absences. His full potential unfulfilled. We cannot discount the human failings in the harsh light of fame for someone so young. Thrust quickly into fame, the relentless pressure and grind of sumo. Constant training, constant fights, tournaments every 2 months. There is no let-up to the pressure of the banzuke. Was he prepared mentally at such a young age and a rapid rise to fame and pressure and the cultural expectation of success? Was he prepared properly by his Oyakata to not only be a sumo, a rikishi, but also a person? There is a term used in sumo, shingatai. Roughly translated to English, it means 3 things that someone must possess to be successful: heart, skill, and body. In sumo, these three elements make the complete rikishi, who trains for years under difficult conditions. To be promoted finally to the paid ranks of sekitori, and even to the high ranks of sanyaku, means you are now a senior sumo in your stable, with responsibilities to other junior sumo who train with you. It's here that Magashira Rikishi and Hakuho protege Hokuseiho failed. There are many reasons for the failure and many people who could have intervened. Hakuho, though, bears ultimate responsibility for his charge's behaviour, as well as Hokuseiho himself. Was it because he wanted his protege to succeed above all else? Or was it simply that he was so busy with other matters that he lost sight of his supervisory responsibilities? Either way, the downfall of Hokuseiho is now a sad tale of wasted talent in the annals of sumo. A young man cut free of the strict sumo lifestyle, and likely damned in perpetuity as a failed sekitori. We can only hope that Hakuho shows some care and responsibilities towards the young man in finding a new path in life. Perhaps time and some more maturity will bring happiness to Ariuna in the future.